Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. Today, we are going to be looking at a song called Cursed by Chuck J.
Oh, yeah, I know this one.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, and we're going to kind of unpack the lyrics and look at all the themes and what kind of story Chuck J is telling
Yeah,
us.
just from the title alone. I mean,
Right,
cursed, pretty heavy stuff, right?
and it goes there right from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna jump right into these lyrics in a second, but just to give everybody listening a little bit of background. We're only looking at the lyrics of this song, so we're not going to be looking at the music or anything else.
Yeah.
Just really focusing on the words themselves, how they're used, the imagery and the emotions that they convey.
Right. The poetry of it all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's jump right into it. I mean, right from the first line, "Devil on my shoulder, demons on my back." Like, whoa.
Whoa is right.
I mean, he's not messing around.
No, he's not pulling any punches right off the bat. I mean, that's some pretty vivid imagery right there.
It is, and what does that tell you, like, right away? What kind of impression do you get of Chuck J's mental state in this song?
I mean, he's clearly struggling, right? He's talking about these external forces, these demons, these devils,
Mhm.
these things that are weighing him down and not letting him be free. And it sounds like it's been going on for a while.
Yeah, yeah, and it continues, right? I mean, the next few lines, voices in my head and they won't let me relax. Anxiety attacks. Like,
Yeah.
this is some serious internal turmoil he's describing.
Absolutely. And I think, this is something a lot of people can relate to, right?
Okay.
These feelings of anxiety, these voices in your head that won't quiet down, that's a very universal human experience. And I think Chuck J does a really good job of capturing that in these lyrics.
Yeah, it's raw, it's honest, and he doesn't shy away from it.
No, he doesn't.
And then there's that line, can't breathe, it's like I'm drowning, drowning, drowning.
Oh, yeah. That one gets me every time.
I mean, talk about powerful imagery, right?
Absolutely. I mean, drowning is such a visceral metaphor. You can just feel that sense of panic, that suffocation.
Hmm.
You're underwater, you're struggling to get to the surface, and you just can't.
Right. And the repetition of drowning, drowning, drowning just
Yeah.
emphasizes that feeling.
Totally. It's like he's stuck in this cycle of negativity. He's drowning in his own thoughts and emotions,
Hmm.
and he can't seem to escape it.
And then he says, all my life I've been cursed. I mean, how do you interpret that line?
Well, I think it's interesting because it could be interpreted in a couple of different ways, right?
Right.
On the one hand, he could be talking about a literal curse, like something supernatural, something outside of himself.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, it could be more of a metaphorical curse, like he feels like he's been dealt a bad hand in life, that he's predisposed to these negative thoughts and feelings.
Right. Like it's his fate.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this song so compelling. It leaves it open to interpretation, and it really gets you thinking about the nature of free will and destiny and all these big questions.
It does. And I think the fact that he repeats those themes throughout the song, the verses, they kind of echo each other,
Mm-hmm.
that that cyclical structure just reinforces this idea of being trapped.
Absolutely. It's like he's going around and around in his own head. He can't break free from these thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, yeah, it's relentless. And one thing that really struck me is that the song doesn't really offer any resolution.
Yeah, it kind of just leaves you hanging there, right?
Yeah, it's like he's still in the midst of that struggle when the song ends.
I think that's intentional, though. Not all art needs a happy ending.
Right.
Sometimes the most powerful art is the art that leaves you with more questions than answers.
Yeah, and I think it makes it more realistic too. You know?
Absolutely.
Life isn't always tied up with a neat little bow.
No, it's not.
So we've talked about these dark emotions, the internal struggle, the sense of being cursed.
Hmm.
What do you think listeners should take away from this deep dive?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think it's important to remember that Chuck J is just one person, and this is just one song. It's a very specific perspective on mental health.
Right.
But I think what makes this song so powerful is that it speaks to these universal feelings of anxiety and despair and helplessness.
Hmm.
And if anything, I hope listeners can take away from this a sense of empathy, that they're not alone in their struggles.
Yeah. And maybe even a sense of hope.
Yeah,
That even though things might feel dark and hopeless right now, there's always a possibility of finding a way out.
absolutely.
So to our listeners out there, what do you think about Cursed? What resonates with you the most? Is it the imagery? Is it that sense of being cursed and trapped? Or is it the lack of resolution? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
And until next time, keep diving deep
Keep diving
into the music that moves you.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.